What's up, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with your free Major League Baseball home run prop show for Wednesday, July 26th, 2023. Now, just a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to our channel. Smash that thumbs up. It helps us out a ton. And if you're looking for my best bets, the games I love the most, including my daily $19 best bet, make sure you head on over to Pickdawgz.com and click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. But let's get to the home run prop action for Wednesday. Didn't have the best day again on Tuesday, but hey, sometimes these patches happen. It's just part of, sports betting. It's just part of life. Can't always, have fantastic days every single day, especially these home run props with the volatility that goes into them. I always say they're high risk, high reward, and this is exactly why. Like I said, high risk, high reward. These are plays that I don't recommend anybody dump their whole bankroll into. They're just plays just to have some fun with, just for some side action when you have your action on the day's games. Just to have some pizza money or some coffee money on just for a sprinkle. I do give out a lot of plays here, so you don't have to give out, or excuse me, you don't have to play every single play that I'm going to give out here. But any ones that you do play from here, I just recommend playing straight up. Although I do know that a lot of people love to parlay up these home run props. So if it's within your means, or if it's something that your book offers, I do recommend looking at a round robin on any home run parlay, 3 legs or more. What it's going to do is it's going to give you a safety net. Yes, it's going to drive up the cost of the bet, but how many times have all of us had that parlay that's been one leg off, and because we didn't have a safety net, because we didn't round robin the parlay, you know, uh, we don't get paid on anything. But at least if you have the round robin, and yes, like I said, the cost of the bet is going to be more, but it's going to give you, that safety in case one of the legs gets messed up. So say you bet a 3-leg parlay and $5 is your unit size. Instead of it being a $5 bet for just a 3-leg parlay, you're going to play each combination of 2 as well. So instead of it being $5, it's now 20. But again, if you hit 2 out of 3, you still get some profit more often than not, depending on what the odds are that you're betting. But you're still getting profit. And hey, if you hit the 3-leg parlay, you win each combination of 2 as well, each parlay of 2 as well. So definitely something to make sure that you look into if you're betting parlays with home run props. But let's take a look at the play that we did hit on Tuesday. We managed to at least make out with something better than nothing, is what I always say. And once again, it was this Dodgers and Blue Jays matchup that saved us. Freddie Freeman coming through at plus 390. The Dodgers had a crazy comeback in that game. And, I feel bad for the people that maybe had James Outman for a home run. Thought maybe he had the walk-off homer. They ruled that it hit the top of the wall and didn't get a home run prop there. But hey, if you had Freddie Freeman, you were at least happy. And, there are a couple home run props in that game. But we will look at the home runs that I have for Wednesday. But again, I love interacting with you guys. I always say it. So, let me know in the comments down below. Do you like the angle I took with some of these games? Do you not like the angle? Do you have player props of your own? Do you have guys that I may have missed? Let me know in the comments down below. But if you're going to drop plays in there, I ask everyone, do it before the game start. If they're not in there before the game start, they don't help anybody. And we're trying to beat the books here as a team at Pickdawgz. One team, one goal, and that goal every single day is to get us paid, whether it's spreads, money lines, totals, player props, you name it. The list goes on and on. We're just trying to make some money and have some fun while doing it as well. And hey, some of the player props that you guys have been putting in the comments have been fire. I put a couple bucks on them as well, and a lot of them have been coming through. So keep dropping those in the comments down below. But let's get into the home run prop action for Wednesday. Got a lot of afternoon baseball. Trying to get this out as early as possible. Probably have this up by around 6:15 a.m. Eastern time. It's been a labor of love being up all night studying these home run props. But we're going to start things off with Brandon Lowe at plus 500. He's hitting 300 against right-handed pitching in the last week with a pair of home runs. Now, Sandy Alcantara, he looked like he was getting back on track, but he is back to regression mode. He has struggled in terms of keeping the ball in the yard. He's allowed a home run in 4 straight starts, 6 total home runs over that stretch. So give me Brandon Lowe for a home run at plus 500. I'm also looking at Yandy Diaz if he ends up going here. There's no price. He is questionable for this game with a groin injury. But if Yandy Diaz plays like Diaz, he's hitting 276 with a homer, 3 extra base hits against righties in the last week. So keep an eye out for Yandy Diaz. Also going to look at, on the other side, Brian De La Cruz at plus 600. I honestly don't love this matchup for the Marlins against Zach Eflin, who has been so dominant at home. But the last 3 home runs that Eflin has allowed have all come at Tropicana Field. And De La Cruz hitting 300 with 4 extra base hits, a pair of home runs in the last week against right-handed pitching. So give me Brian De La Cruz at plus 600. Now going to this matchup between the Royals and the Guardians, I'm going to go back to Michael Massey here at plus 410. He still has 3 home runs, a 263 average against righties in the last week. Now Gavin Williams getting the start for the Guardians here. He's been solid, but he also has allowed a handful of homers. Massey, the only Royal I think worth backing for power in my opinion right now. So take Michael Massey at plus 410. I could maybe lean towards MJ Melendez or Freddie Fermin for the average, but I rarely look at Royals for home runs for good reason. Now for the Guardians here. First one I'm going to look at is Josh Naylor. He's still likely my favorite power bat for Cleveland. The Guardians, though, actually have the fewest home runs against right-handed pitching this season. But Alec Marsh has allowed 8 home runs in his first 4 major league starts. For Kansas City, I think Naylor could tag him here with 3 homers, 4 extra base hits in the last week against righties. It's going to be Josh Naylor for a home run at plus 300. And, I'm going to go to the other Naylor on that team. Well, they say Bo's before. No, wait, never mind. That's not it. Bo Naylor here at plus 500. I mean, why not? Bo Naylor homered twice on Tuesday. It's hitting righties fairly well as of late. And Marsh, like I said, susceptible for home runs for the Royals here. So give me Bo Naylor for a home run at plus 500. I'm also going to look at Eugenio Suarez going to this matchup between the Mariners and the Twins at plus 380. He's hitting at 250 with 3 home runs, 5 extra base hits in the last week against right-handed pitching. Also has a career home run off of Joe Ryan, who despite being one of Minnesota's better starting pitchers, has allowed a home run in 5 straight starts, 11 home runs allowed over those 5 innings, 13 home runs if you go back to his last 7 starts. So give me Eugenio Suarez at plus 380. I'm also going to go with Julio Rodriguez at plus 390. He had a massive game on Tuesday, and while I don't solely back guys to go back-to-back just because they hit a homer the day before, I just like J-Rod's bat in this matchup. I think Joe Ryan could be in trouble here across the board. And a side note with Suarez and Rodriguez, of the 19 home runs that Ryan has allowed this season, 14 of them have come against right-handed bats like J-Rod and Eugenio Suarez. So just some food for thought there. So give me Julio Rodriguez at plus 390. I could also lean towards Ty France, who also has a home run off of Joe Ryan. For the Minnesota Twins here, though, on the other side, going to go with Max Kepler for a home run at plus 375. I'm going to have to jump ship on the Twins soon, I have a feeling, but I'm still going to take another shot with Kepler here. He's hitting 429 with a pair of home runs, 6 extra base hits against right-handed pitching in the last week. Now, I am a Bryce Miller fan, but he has allowed a home run in 5 of his last 7 starts. So I think if anyone gets Bryce Miller here, I think it's Kepler at plus 375, or could be Alex Kirilloff at plus 510. I'm still going to ride with Kirilloff for another game or two maybe. He's still hitting 333 with 3 home runs, 7 extra base hits against righties in the last week. It's going to be Alex Kirilloff at plus 510. I'm going to go with this matchup between the Brewers and the Reds. And I'm going to go with Christian Yelich here. Now, I was a little bit ticked off at myself because I really thought I gave out Christian Yelich on the show yesterday. Might have been just a lean, but again, I'm not counting leans here. I'm counting actual wins. Actually, we had a lot of leans yesterday that ended up coming through. But again, we're not counting those as winners or just a side note. But yeah, I really thought I'd put Christian Yelich in, but turns out I didn't. And it was frustrating because he hit a bomb on Tuesday in the losing effort. But I think that he comes back to the plate and has some success here. He's hitting 364 with 3 extra base hits and a home run in 11 career at-bats against Cincinnati's Ben Lively, who is getting the start on Wednesday. But Lively's given up 9 home runs in his last 7 starts. Christian Yelich also hitting 391 with a pair of home runs, 4 extra base hits in the last week against righties. So give me Christian Yelich for a home run at plus 360. Also going to go to the rookie. I'm going to go to Sal Frelick for a home run at plus 750. He had his first rough go at it, but it wasn't even that bad on Tuesdays. He did come in a pinch hit role. I think he makes a splash early on here with the Brewers, with the big league club. I think if he goes here, I really like his chances. So I'm going to take Sal Frelick for a home run at plus 750. I'm also leaning towards Vic Caratini and Andrew Monasterio, who each have a home run off of Lively as well. For the Cincinnati Reds on the other side, I'm going to go with Will Benson for a home run at plus 700. I'm quickly becoming a Will Benson fan. He hit what ended up being the game-winning home run on Tuesday, hitting 368 with 3 home runs, 6 extra base hits in the last week against right-handed pitching. So give me Will Benson for a home run at plus 700. I'm also going to go with Elly De La Cruz at plus 475. Now, he is hitting just 130 against right-handed pitching in the last week, but he's got a pair of home runs, and sometimes, in sports betting, while his stats are nice, sometimes you got to go with a gut feeling. I have this gut feeling that De La Cruz gets a hold of one here and starts with a nice little power run. to help the Cincinnati Reds sort of reestablish themselves in the NL Central. So I'm going to go with Elly De La Cruz for a home run at plus 475. Also going to go with Matt McLain for a home run at plus 600. He's still hitting 365 with 3 home runs against right-handed pitching in the last week. It's going to be Matt McLain for a home run at plus 600. And I'm also leaning towards Spencer Steer and Joey Votto in that game, with Votto owning a career home run off of Freddie Peralta. Maybe Jake Fraley as well, who does have a 333 average and a pair of home runs against righties in the last week for the Reds as well. Now, going to this matchup between the Dodgers and the Blue Jays, going to go back to the scene of the crime. I'm going to take Freddie Freeman at plus 400. He's my go-to Dodger bat against left-handed pitching. He's still hitting 364 with a pair of extra base hits and a home run since the All-Star break against lefties. Now, Yusei Kikuchi, he has been decent for the Blue Jays, but he is still among the league's highest totals of home runs allowed by a starting pitcher this season. I think Freddie Freeman could get him here, so I'm going to take Freddie Freeman for a home run at plus 400. I'm also going to look at J.D. Martinez for a home run at plus 330. It's a small sample size for J.D. Martinez, but he is hitting 429 with a home run against left-handed pitching since the All-Star break. It's going to be J.D. Martinez at plus 330. A couple of other players I like on the other side for the Blue Jays, like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Has got 3 home runs against right-handed pitching in the last week. Tony Gonsolin has just been a shell of the pitcher that went 16-1 last year with an ERA just over 2, and he's given up 6 home runs in his last 5 starts, a home run in 3 straight outings, totaling 4 over that stretch. So if you can get a price on Vladimir Guerrero Jr., I like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. as an official play. Also like Bo Bichette as an official play here. Again, I just didn't have graphics with how early this was. Some of the prices weren't released, so it's just the risk we take. I want to be able to get this video out to you guys. But Bo Bichette, I like here. He had a monster day on Tuesday, 4 hits. I think this could be a good launching point to keep up the momentum, given that he's had some issues against righties as of late. So I think this could be a great turnaround spot for Bo Bichette. So I'll take Bo Bichette as well as an official play. I do lean towards Brandon Belt and Matt Chapman as well for homers for the Blue Jays. But back to games that we do have official plays on, official prices on. Going to go to this match between the Padres and the Pirates. First one I like was Gary Sanchez. I couldn't find a price on him, though. Maybe it's a day off for Sanchez. I'm just looking to fade Johan Oviedo wherever possible. He's given up a home run in 6 straight starts, 8 total in that stretch, including 2 home runs in each of his last 2 road starts. Sanchez hitting 308 with a pair of homers against righties in the last week. So if you can find a price on Gary Sanchez, I like Gary Sanchez for a homer. Also for the San Diego Padres, Juan Soto at plus 450. He's hitting 273 with 3 home runs, 5 extra base hits in the last week against right-handed pitching. So I'll take Juan Soto for a homer at plus 450. Also going to take Ha-Sung Kim at plus 800. He's hitting 348 with a pair of home runs in the last week against righties. So I'll take Ha-Sung Kim at plus 800. And I'm also going to take Manny Machado at plus 380. He's hitting 259 with a pair of home runs in the last week against right-handed pitching. So give me Manny Machado at plus 380. For the Pittsburgh Pirates on the other side, I'm going to go with a couple of Pirates. I'm going to go with Jack Suwinski for a home run at plus 350. Now, Seth Lugo isn't the best arm that the Padres have, but he's allowed 3 home runs in his last 2 starts. Suwinski, he's hitting 357 with a pair of home runs, 4 extra base hits total in the last week against right-handed pitching. It's going to be Jack Suwinski for a home run at plus 350. I'm also going to look at Henry Davis at plus 600. He's hitting 333 with a pair of home runs in the last week against right-handed pitching. So I'll take Henry Davis for a homer at plus 600. And I'm also going to look at Carlos Santana at plus 550. He's hitting 357 with a pair of homers, 4 extra base hits against right-handed pitching in the last week as well. Before we go any further and get the rest of our home run props out, I want to remind everybody, obviously the purpose of this home run prop show is to give you guys some free home run prop winners, make you some nice plus money, but it's also to highlight the benefit of using these betting tools at Pickdawgz and Sports Chat Plays. The betting tools are where we get these graphics for this show directly from. You can see the player prop there. You can also see how often it hits, whether it's a 5-game sample size you want, a 10-game sample size, or even all games this season. They show you the player prop, they show you how often it hits, and it also shows you which sportsbook is giving you the best price. Now, the nice thing is if you don't have an account with the sportsbook, it's giving you the best possible price for the player prop you're looking for. You click on that price, you go to the website, or you go to that sportsbook, you sign up, you get a sportsbook bonus offer on us, and you also get to play that best possible price with that bonus, while also adding to your advantage over the books that they can't take away from you, which is your ability to shop lines and find yourself the best possible number. There's other betting tools as well, depending on the style that you like to bet, whether it's, hot and cold streaks. There's a streaks tool there. If you like betting on parlays, there's multiple parlay builders that'll put together a parlay for you. Profitable teams, profitable angles, profitable underdogs. The list goes on and on. I could probably do a show every day for at least an hour, hour and a half, just highlighting the betting tools and using them to pick out winners. But everybody has their own betting style. Everybody has their own way they like to cap games and way they like to bet their money. So I think it's just best for everybody if you head on over to pickdawgz.com, sportschatplace.com, check out these betting tools for yourselves. I promise you, you won't regret it. You're going to make a ton of money while doing it. But let's get back to the home run prop action for Wednesday. Now, I did want to play Ryan O'Hearn in this matchup for the Orioles against the Phillies. It's a very small sample size for O'Hearn, but I think it's worth a shot as the 2 hits that he has against left-handed pitching since the All-Star break have both gone for home runs. Now, Ranger Suarez, he's really started to regress for the Phillies as of late. He's allowed 4 home runs in his last 4 starts. So if he gets a price or gets some action here, I would love Ryan O'Hearn at whatever price you can get him at. I can imagine it'd probably be some decent plus money here, maybe like a plus 700 or above. Maybe I'm wrong, but either way, Ryan O'Hearn would be an official play for me as well as Ryan Mountcastle at, let me find him here, Ryan Mountcastle at plus 475. He's hitting 385 with a home run and a pair of extra base hits against left-handed pitching in the last week. So I'll take Ryan Mountcastle at plus 475. Also lean towards Jorge Mateo as well for Baltimore. Now, I really wanted to play on that Tigers and Angels matchup, but the Angels, they haven't had a standout bat against righties in the last week. Sure, Shohei Ohtani, always on the table. And I think he could get Michael Lorenzen, but I'm not sure if anything else jumps off the page. The same goes for the Tigers against a decent lefty and Patrick Sandoval. Are you guys making any plays in that game? Let me know in the comments down below. And also let me know in the comments your thoughts on the Subway Series between the Mets and the Yankees. I just couldn't get a good feel for that game for home runs. There's just not a ton of numbers for these two against left-handed pitching. It's a lefty-lefty matchup with Carlos Rodon going for the Yankees and Jose Quintana going for the Mets. So, yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you guys are playing on either of the New York teams in that game. But we'll go back to the games. Like I said, we do have official plays on. And I'm going to go to the matchup between the Braves and the Red Sox. And I'm going to go with Austin Riley here for a home run at plus 400. Frankly, how could I not? I mean, he's hitting 393 with 6 home runs, 8 extra base hits total against right-handed pitching in the last week alone. Brian Bayo was just torched for 3 home runs by the Oakland A's of all teams. And I hate to break it to you, but the Braves are not the A's, and I think that Austin Riley could potentially get him here. So give me Austin Riley at plus 400. I'm also going to look at Orlando Arcia at plus 800. He's hitting 316 with 3 home runs against righties in the last week. Always seem to get decent value with Orlando Arcia. So give me Orlando Arcia at plus 800. I also think guys like Matt Olson and Ronald Acuna Jr. are still in play as well, despite Olson struggling against righties right now and Acuna not having a homer in the last week. But still, I think those guys are definitely on the table as well. Now for the Red Sox here, I'm going to go with Tristan Casas at plus 425. He's hitting 438 with a pair of home runs against right-handed pitching in the last week. Now, I love Spencer Strider, but even then, he is still capable of giving up a homer here and there. He's allowed 3 home runs in his last 2 starts. So I take Tristan Casas for a home run at plus 425. I think there's a few Red Sox that you could put down and have an easy time making a case for. Guys like Jarren Duran and Masataka Yoshida, who homered on Tuesday. Rafael Devers as well, so sort of pick your poison with that one. But for the Chicago Cubs, going to move on here. I'm going to look at Dansby Swanson at plus 450. He's hitting 5 of 7 in the last week against right-handed pitching since making his return. He's also got a pair of home runs and 3 extra base hits. Lance Lynn for the White Sox just flat out stinks. And he's given up 12 home runs in his last 7 starts, 10 home runs in his last 5, 6 in his last 2 starts. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm going to take Dansby Swanson here at plus 450. Also going to look at Nico Horner at plus 850. He's hitting 556 with a pair of home runs, 3 extra base hits in the last week against right-handed pitching. So take Nico Horner at plus 850. Also leaning towards Cody Bellinger as well, despite not hitting one for us on Tuesday. For the White Sox on the other side, I'm going to go with Yasmani Grandal at plus 800. He's hitting 318 with a pair of home runs and 3 extra base hits total in the last week against right-handed pitching. Now, Marcus Stroman has been the talk of trade discussion across Major League Baseball, but he's really hurt his value with some of his recent performances. He's also allowed a home run in 2 of his last 3 starts. So give me Yasmani Grandal at plus 800. I'm also going to take a look at Eloy Jimenez at plus 450. He's hitting 500 with a home run, 3 extra base hits in the last week against righties. So give me Eloy Jimenez at plus 450. I also lean towards Luis Robert Jr. in that game as well for the White Sox. Now, for the Houston Astros, I think these might be two of my favorite plays on the board, in all honesty. Kyle Tucker at plus 475. He's hitting 429 with 3 home runs, 5 extra base hits total against left-handed pitching since the All-Star break. Andrew Heaney starting for Texas here. He has been my least favorite pitcher in Texas rotation this season. He's given up 8 home runs in his last 6 starts. I think Kyle Tucker gets him here, just how well he hits lefties. So give me Kyle Tucker at plus 475. And my last official play of the day, Chas McCormick at plus 450. He's hitting 563 with 3 home runs since the All-Star break against left-handed pitching. So I'll take Chas McCormick for a homer at plus 450. Now let me know, before we get into the recap, are you guys planning on any Rangers in that game? I just don't have a ton of love for the Rangers against lefties. All the big bats like Jonah Heim, Adolis Garcia, Josh Young, all hitless against lefties since the All-Star break. Corey Seager had a home run, but he's injured. Maybe Ezekiel Duran. He's usually a solid look for the Rangers against a lefty. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. But let's do a recap of the plays that we did give out for Wednesday's action. Like I said, there were a lot of them, but hey, you know what? Plenty of meat on the bone. Didn't love Tuesday's card, but I think I like Wednesday's a lot more. Gonna go with Brandon Lowe at plus 500. Also lean towards Yandy Diaz. He's questionable right now, but if he goes, he'll be an official play. For the Marlins, Brian De La Cruz at plus 600. For the Royals, Michael Massey at plus 410. For the Guardians, Josh Naylor at plus 300 and Bo Naylor at plus 500. For the Mariners, I'm going to go with Eugenio Suarez at plus 380 and Julio Rodriguez at plus 390. Also lean towards Ty France for the Mariners. For the Twins, I'm going to go with Max Kepler at plus 375 and Alex Kirilloff at plus 510. For the Brewers, we're going to go with Christian Yelich at plus 360 and Sal Frelick at plus 750. I also lean towards Vic Caratini and Andrew Monasterio for the Brewers there. For the Cincinnati Reds, going to go with Will Benson at plus 700. Ellie De La Cruz at plus 475. And Matt McLean at plus 600. For the Reds, also leans towards Spencer Steer, Joey Votto, and Jake Fraley. For the Dodgers, Freddie Freeman at plus 400. And J.D. Martinez at plus 330. Also official plays on Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Bo Bichette, if you can find a price on him. I just wasn't able to get a graphic together at the time this video was being recorded. For the San Diego Padres, also leans for the Blue Jays towards Brandon Belt and Matt Chapman as well. For the San Diego Padres, Gary Sanchez being an official play for me. If I can find a price on him, but again, no price at the time the video was being recorded. Maybe a day off for Sanchez. But I do like Juan Soto at plus 450. Ha-Sung Kim at plus 800. And Manny Machado at plus 380. Also for the Pirates, I like Jack Suwinski. On the other side for the Pirates, I like Jack Suwinski at plus 350. Henry Davis at plus 600. And Carlos Santana at plus 550. For the Orioles, I like Ryan O'Hearn. If you can find a price on him, again, he may have the day off. I'm not sure why, because he's hitting. He's been able to hit left-handed pitching fairly well, but again, couldn't find a price on him when the video is being recorded. But I do have a play on Ryan Mountcastle at plus 475. Also lean towards Jorge Mateo as well for Baltimore. For the Atlanta Braves, Austin Riley at plus 400. Orlando Arcia at plus 800. Also leans towards Matt Olson and Ronald Acuna Jr. For the Boston Red Sox, Tristan Casas at plus 425. Also leans that you can make for, Jarren Duran, Masataka Yoshida, Rafael Devers as well. For the Chicago Cubs, Dansby Swanson at plus 450. Nico Horner at plus 850. And a lean towards Cody Bellinger as well. For the Chicago White Sox, Yasmani Grandal at plus 800. Eloy Jimenez at plus 450. And a lean towards Luis Robert Jr. as well. And for the Houston Astros, to round things out, Kyle Tucker at plus 475. And Chas McCormick at plus 450. But thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate each and every one of you. Up around 136,000 subscribers here on our YouTube channel. Couldn't have been able to do it without you guys' love and support, so thank you guys so much for that. If you haven't already, please make sure you're subscribed to our channel and smash that thumbs up. It really helps us out a ton. And if you're looking for my best bets, again, you can find those at Pickdawgz Premium. Also, make sure you have notifications turned on so you can be the first to be in the know when the newest content drops here at Pickdawgz. I try to get these videos out as early as possible, but sometimes when we have afternoon baseball, you can see here, I don't have a ton of time to wait for information. I want to give you the most up-to-date information, most up-to-date prices, but at a certain point, I got to get the videos out. So if you have notifications on, sometimes we do cut it a little bit close, but then once you get the notification, you check out the video, you check out the content, you get the free picks, you play those picks, and you're locked in. And also, like I said, check out those premiums at Pickdawgz Premium. While you're at Pickdawgz, check out our betting tools. They're 100% free. They're the best betting tools in the business. They are tools that you're going to want to have in your back pocket, on your tool belt when you're making your best bets for the day's action. They are a great asset to have. They will do the heavy lifting for you. I showed you earlier, and I showed you throughout the show, the graphics, just how much they do for you. And I can promise you, you won't regret it. Just head on over to pickdawgz.com, sportschatplace.com, and check out the betting tools. But thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate each and every one of you. I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed. And I will see you guys on the morning show at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. But in the meantime, let's crush the books on Wednesday.